So for all of you that don't know, this is my 86 square body that I've been working on. Before we get into the rest of the video, I have some sad but exciting news. Tomorrow, which is today for you guys, I'm moving back to school. So sadly, I gotta say goodbye to the truck for a little while, but we're gonna be doing some other cool stuff. If you don't know, I'm putting 5.3 LS in this truck. And I did the entire wiring harness myself. So to get this to work how I wanted it to, I tore the entire harness apart minus 8 wires and redid the whole thing so I could put the computer in the cab right here. If you're looking into doing your own LS swap and the harness is giving you some fright, don't worry. I'm going to be making full in-depth walkthroughs of how I do 3rd gen LS harnesses so you can follow along with those. By the end of it, you can have a harness that's just like mine. The videos on the truck aren't going to disappear, but they're going to be a little bit more far and few in between until we get it on the road. But before I move the truck over to my dad's garage, I'm going to show you a few things that I've done. So in the cab here, I've hooked up the stock linkage to the 4L60. So you can see right here we're in park. Then we have reverse, neutral, drive, 3, 2, 1. We have full range of motion and it doesn't bind. So here you can see the stock shift linkage for the Turbo 400 that was in this truck. So we have the bar was cut off about 3 inches because it was hitting on the frame down here. The pivot arm, or the pivot joint that's on the side of the frame here, I moved forward. So I ended up just unbolting it. I put the back bolt in the front hole and drilled a new hole up front. So it lined up better with the transmission. I do have to get a new range switch. That'll be coming shortly. So we can take and run it through the gears here. We have park, reverse, neutral, drive, 3, 2, and then 1. So we get our full range of motion, nothing binds, everything works really well. So you can hook up a 4L60 to the shift linkage that came in your square body. I'm pretty sure I've shown this on the YouTube, but these are the custom brackets that I made to mount the computer up here where the stock computer was. This is right above the heater box, but this truck's going to be a summer truck, so that box isn't going to get a lot of use. And it fits up there real nice and solid, so we're not going to have any worries of the computer shifting or anything like that. I do have a bunch of wires hanging off here. These are for the dash. So this is the dash I'm going to try to put in the truck. We are going to have to make a bunch of modifications to all the stuff over there by the column. But this sitting in there, all fancied up, I think is going to look really good. I also got all the ground and power wires done. I ended up putting a distribution block down here underneath the battery. That's also going to be where my fan control relays are going to go. So right now, if I threw the headers on it, hooked up the fuel system for my run stand, we could fire the truck up, but I'm just not ready to do that yet. There's some wires down underneath there I gotta button up with some heat seal yet. I gotta get the intake kind of figured out here. And the main thing that's holding us up are trans cooler lines. So if I fired it up right now, we'd be blasting tranny fluid out those ports, and that's not a mess I want to clean up. I know I said this in the last video, but I have a mock-up gas tank right here. That's going underneath the truck by the frame rails. So the tank's going to be going right up in here. I do have to move the brace line for the brakes, and I'm going to have to run a gas fill. It's probably going to come through the frame right here, and then come up behind the taillight. So I have this off of a truck that I tore apart. So I'm going to use that to make a hinge for the taillight. And then we'll have a nice hidden gas fill behind the taillight. Right here are my beautiful Speed Engineering headers. They fit perfect. And then a handful of other little details like the dash, some of the dash trim pieces, a bunch of stuff that I got to make, but it's all going to look nice. But I got to get this out of my mom's shop, so let's get to it. Yep.
Didn't roll good before?
The video files I had of walking around the truck got corrupted. So here's a couple of the pictures I took so you guys can see what it looks like when you take a step back. And I definitely need to get bigger wheels and tires for this truck. Those do not look very good. Man, I was really hoping we were gonna be driving this thing over. If I had another week, we would be. But dang train cooler lines. All right, we got the square body back over to the cold garage. So I gotta grab the harness off of this motor. Here's my Sierra. And one of those bins up there is a blue-red harness. So while editing this, I realized I didn't record an outro or tell you guys what's going on. So I'm back at college for my last semester to become a mechanical engineer. So close to being done, can't wait. There is tons of stuff that is coming down the pipeline that's all going to be coming towards you guys, but I got to get through school before all that stuff can start really getting some traction. There will still be videos on the truck, so just watch out for those. But the majority of my time right now is going to be going into making those standalone harness walkthrough videos because I know a lot of people have been asking for them. So everyone who's here for the truck, don't worry, it's not gone. It's just hard to work on it when I'm a couple hours away. So keep an eye out. The harness videos are going to be coming soon. So until next time, thanks for watching. You know what to do. Let's swap the world.